Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we're going to talk about our math project by Badr Bandar Bukhari and Abdulaziz Wael Kamal and Suhaib Muhammad Afifi. What is this project about?
This project is about area of parallelograms. So how can we find the area of parallelograms? First, the area of a figure is the measure of the number of unit squares needed to cover it without any gaps or overlaps.
The area of rectangle is the product of the length and the width. The rectangle shown has an area of 12 square units. For a rectangle with length L and width W, A equals L plus W or A equals LW. Right.
Recall that a rectangle is a special type of parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. The horizontal measurement taken at right angles to the length.
Area. The area of a figure is the measure of the number of unit squares needed to cover it without any gaps or overlaps.
Length. Length is the term used for identifying the size of an object or distance from one point to length is a measure of how long an object is or the distance between two objects.
Questions. Find the unknown measurements for the parallelograms.
2.5 multiply 2.5 equals 6.25. Why?
Because we said that we multiply the length and the height. Length and the height are the main. If we want the area, we must multiply 2.5 times 2.5 equals 6.25. Let's go to number 2.
2. The area is 11 yards and the length is 5.5 yards. So we need to know what is the width. So we need to divide 11 by 5.5. So the answer is 2.
As we now, why do we divide it? Because they said the area and now they wanted the height. They want the height. So they said the base and the area. They want the height. How can we do it? We just divide 11 by 5.5. So the answer is 2. Number 3. Number 3. 6.4 meters multiply 9.1 meters equals 58.24 meter square. What did we do now? As I told you, he gave me the height. See here. He gave me the height in here. And here he gave me the base or length. So multiply 9.1 and 6.4 and the answer is 58.24. Let's watch this video.
If we have a rectangle with base length b and height length h, we know how to figure out its area. Its area is just going to be the base times the height. The base times the height. This is just a review of the area of a rectangle. You just multiply the base times the height. Now let's look at a parallelogram. And in this parallelogram, our base still has length b, and we still have a height h. So when we talk about the height, we're not talking about the length of these sides that, at least the way I've drawn them, move diagonally. We're talking about if you go from this side up here and you were to go straight down, if you were to go at a 90-degree angle, if you were to go perpendicularly straight down, you get to this side, that's going to be our height. So in a situation like this, when you have a parallelogram, you know its base and its height. What do we think its area is going to be? So at first it might seem, well, this isn't as obvious as if we're dealing with a rectangle, but we can do a little visualization that I think will help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chunk of area from the left-hand side, actually this triangle on the left-hand side that helps make up the parallelogram, and then move it to the right. And then we will see something somewhat amazing. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this little chunk right there. Actually, let me copy it. Let me do it a little bit better. So this, I'm going to take that chunk right there, and let me cut and paste it. So it's still the same parallelogram, but I'm just going to move this section of area. Remember, we're just thinking about how much space is inside of the parallelogram, and I'm going to take this area right over here, and I'm going to move it to the right-hand side. And what just happened? What just happened? Let me see if I can move it a little bit better. What just happened when I did that? Well, notice, it now looks just like my previous rectangle. That just by taking some of the area, on the left and moving it to the right, I have reconstructed this rectangle. So they actually have the same area. The area of this parallelogram, or what used to be the parallelogram, before I moved that triangle from the left to the right, is also going to be the base times the height. So the area here is also base times height. Because once again, I just took this chunk of area that was over there and I moved it to the right. So the area of a parallelogram, let me make this looking more like a parallelogram again. The area of a parallelogram is just going to be, if you have the base and the height, it's just going to be the base times the height. So the area for both of these are just base times height.
Thank you all for watching this video, and thank you, Mr. Ahmed Abnami, for giving us this opportunity to make this project. And these are our helpers that made this project. Thank you all, and goodbye for the next time.